Hello and welcome back. It's another episode of Queening Out. Hello.
Hello. Sorry.
Hello. Oh, yep. No, yeah. Hello,
Wait,
Kim.
Sean. I'm kind of you're like I'm overlapping you, so you can't see you. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think that'll be an issue. I think it can be handled in post production.
Okay. I just wanted to bring that to your attention.
No, thank you. Thank you for the.
Because I don't want to and I would like to hello everybody. Welcome to Queening Out, and I want
I
to
like how
applaud.
you start. I like how you started like the class is gathered on the carpet.
That's exactly what it is.
Yep.
That is actually exactly what it is. Um, hello, my friends. No, welcome everybody. We had to meet to discuss the state of the union of
Yeah.
of the. Whew, it's been rough.
Yes.
You know what I realized today or yesterday that the season is only a month old.
Yep.
It seems like it's no joke. Like this isn't even an exaggeration. It's been like 6 months. Like, does it seem like it's only been a month? Like,
No.
I
Well, because I think that's what I was gonna say is that we haven't been doing a ton of episodes, and part of the reason for that, I think, in my mind, because I kind of just do it whenever I get a gut instinct of like, all right, I feel like there's enough to kind of discuss now,
sure.
and part of the reason for that is because early in the season, in spring training and in the early part of the season, uh, less happens than you'd think happens. In the
Right.
sense that there are 2 week samples that people want to talk about of some guy excelling or some guy failing, and there's sometimes there are breakout guys, and there's competitions for positions or last spot on rosters, and then Luis
Right.
Garcia gets DFA'd on April 12th, and none of it really matters. Um, and the Mets have actually done an impressive job of being on an extreme to the point where it matters in on a month into the season, making it feel like we're a lot farther into the season than we are. So
Right.
uh, good, that's great. So that's a
Well,
banner.
it's not great, but right. You're being sarcastic. But
Oh no, it's very little. That's good. Yeah,
okay. Well, I wanted to also acknowledge the fact that I didn't know we were doing it, so I put on my pajamas.
that's
And
fine. No, that's appropriate for the state of
yeah.
affairs, I
Right.
think.
Well, that's actually true. Yeah. Right.
Yeah,
Right.
there's no.
I put on
I
my
mean, we're talking. Go ahead. What?
Sorry, I was going to say I put on my pajamas and wash my makeup off. So I apologize for my raw appearance. But
Yes.
like you said, the season has been raw and rough, and so I'm matching that vibe, right?
Um. Yeah. No. I mean. Yeah. We're talking about. I don't know how many people. I didn't get the. I didn't see how many people were actually there on Sunday. But
Oh,
it did not.
Sunday was rough.
No, it
Sunday
did
was
not look.
rough. Someone, I don't know, like one of the many Mets people I follow on Twitter, said that he like has never in all the years, I don't think he's as old as me, but has seen such a limited, like pathetic crowd on a Sunday afternoon. And it was like a sunny day. I mean, it wasn't warm, but it was like sunny and nice. And it was a Sunday and
We're
like
playing some games.
right to you. Let's play two. Like,
Right.
and
Right.
there should be children there, like run, frolicking and hitting wiffle ball home runs and eating Shake Shack, and like literally no one was there. Like I would estimate that second game. I mean, I just saw the crowd quickly. There was less than 10,000 people there, easily. Like maybe even it
I,
was
I
it
guess
was
I can pull it up. I.
yeah. I mean, it was pathetic. I mean, and listen. I, well, then again, what do we do this week? How talk about pathetic? We buy a season ticket plan, not a season ticket
Well.
plan, but like no, but like listen, I think that's actually. I think that speaks to two things. I think it's actually a very brilliant move, but it also speaks to the desperation that they're at right now to fill the seats.
Well, I could be wrong. I could be wrong, but I think they've offered something like this for a couple of years now.
Really?
They
Because
might.
I never remember it. Well,
They
should we
might.
explain what it is? We should probably
Well,
explain for people who don't know.
hang on. Hang on. What am I
Are
looking?
you are you getting up the attendance?
I am looking up the attendance,
No, I'm
and
curious. Wait, should
this
we welcome
let's
Dean?
start.
We didn't
Well,
welcome Dean.
yeah, we'll get to yeah. We're kind of building up.
We're all over the place here.
Before I welcome Dean, the when you go to the MLB at bat app and look at,
Hmm.
I guess, Dollander pitched game 2 on Sunday. So
Okay.
I don't know what this is. I don't know what this number is, but it says the attendance figure for that game that Kodai Senga started was 38,155,
There's no.
which is either the combination of the two, which
Right.
that even seems unlikely. Maybe this. The only thing I could think is that it's the amount of tickets they sold for the
That's what it
Saturday.
is. That's what no, or that was the amount of tickets they sold, and like probably a tenth of that showed up, if that. You know what I mean?
Uh,
Maybe not, but like maybe much less than that. There was no way there was anywhere near that.
and they don't have a figure for the first game, so I don't fucking
Yeah, no,
know.
it's sad.
Yeah,
So
but
what?
yeah,
So what we purchased was they
I
offered.
gave you Will first, but if you want to,
Oh yeah, and introduce Dean first.
Will Dean, my bad, Dean's here.
Hey,
That
Hi,
was
hey,
not.
Dean.
hey, sports
I,
fans.
I can go back and edit it, but Dean is yes, Dean is lurking. Dean is here. Uh,
I'm here. I've got some thoughts. I've got some things to say.
well,
Good.
you also you offer the international perspective.
Yes,
Um,
I can tell you about the
Oh,
baseball
that's
climate
true.
in South Korea.
yep, yeah, our efforts abroad in addition to here at home. So I yes, Kim, yeah, if you'd like to explain, I don't. Will, did you even hear about this? That we now have
I don't know who the fuck you're talking about. Who is that? That's not my name.
Dean. Sorry,
Oh,
you.
Dean,
Yeah.
Dean, Dean, Dean.
I forget. My bad. I can edit it out. All right, Dean. I almost just did it again. Dean, do you even know? Did we tell you about this about our
This.
yeah?
No, I did not hear about this.
Okay, Kim, go ahead.
So, the Mets offered a deal that you could buy for a price of like what was it, $350? You could buy the a ticket, 350 per ticket for the remaining home games. So, so what is it? How many more home games are there? Like
Uh,
60 something?
yeah,
Like
probably.
say that's 65 or something like that. So whatever dad did the math, it comes out to be like, I don't know, $5 a ticket. But what's interesting about it is, so say it's like a random, like tonight, like a random Tuesday night that's cold and like people don't, whatever. They alert you that day and you can sit anywhere like that there's available seats, but it could be like field level or it could be like standing room or like, 500s or whatever, but you find out that day. But you have a guaranteed seat or spot or ticket, I should say, to every game for the remainder of the season.
It is.
But they tricked you guys into paying money for this. Shouldn't
Yeah,
we be,
we did actually do it
shouldn't
because
they be
here.
paying
All
you?
right, so wait, hold on. Here was my theory in this because I wanted to go to Subway Series, and if I went to Subway Series, that would have been $100 right there, or whatever. You know what I mean? Like
Are
for
you
per
sure
ticket.
that? Are you sure that you? I thought I saw it. It said subject to blackouts, whatever that means.
No, but well, this particular one does include Yankees at least. But yeah, I mean I don't know if that changes like as the demand if they get better if that happens and then the demand gets better. Yeah, I don't know how that works. But as of now it does include LA, it does include the Subway Series. Not playoffs, not that we're in that direction anyway. But I mean, but I'm just saying like it includes everything. But whatever. We just figured between me, you, Jake, and it's you can't resell it on secondary market, but you can like gift it. Like let's say, whatever. Will wants to go and he like, you
Dean.
can Dean. So well, Will could have been someone else.
Will
But
Will
yes.
Will Will Will.
Guys,
Or
it's not that hard. It is not that hard.
Well, no, it's dude. Who knows? No one knows who you are.
The IDF
Sorry.
knows who I
Well, now
Oh
they
man. All right.
will.
So anyway, so we were suckered enough to do that.
No,
But
I'm just busting your balls. I think that actually does sound like a fine idea.
it's it's a pretty good idea if you look at financial of it, I mean, because there are so many games left. I was surprised they offered it so early, but then again, they're trying to get asses in seats, so that's probably why. Anyway,
that's also what I'm wondering is does that mean that we've purchased when they release those counts? Does that mean we've purchased a ticket to every remaining game and will be included in that count? I don't know how that works.
yeah,
But
it could be. Yeah, that could be the semantics of it, right? Yeah. Well, we
which
sold the tickets, you know. Does Whether or not people show up is another, but at the end of the day, do they care? I don't know. They're getting their money, so I mean, although I do think the optic is bad at this point, when you have nobody in the stadium.
well, it certainly doesn't it doesn't sell tickets in the future. It
Right.
doesn't make people particularly.
Hey, but listen, let's be positive. We won 8-0 tonight.
Yeah, yeah.
Juan
No, they
Soto
did.
hit a home run. Bo Bichette looked good. Right?
Yeah,
I'm trying to yeah, listen, you have to start a winning streak with one win.
right.
Got that.
And sometimes yes, and sometimes losing streaks can extend to 12.
Sure.
Which
Sure.
is what I don't even know. I mean, we're 30 games in, so it's like we're talking about like 40% of the season that they spent losing consecutively.
Well, 40% of the season that has happened so far.
Well, I'm
Yes.
just saying, but that's
Yeah,
all.
yeah. But
But
I mean, whatever. I like. I don't. I don't think we can be ready to give up in April.
no. I'm not saying that. All I'm really saying is they've they overhauled. They tried something.
Mm.
And the results we have of that so far are 10 and 19, including 12 games lost and the fewest runs scored. And it might not be true anymore. They might not have the fewest runs
Wait,
scored.
okay, but hold on.
That is
And
to celebrate tonight.
I'm glad you said that, because this is what I
All of you.
wanted to actually getting into this. There is no way that, go back to the mantra of look at the back of the baseball card, right? Like, there is no way that this can continue collectively. Do you think it's even possible? Like, Bo Bichette, proven, I looked at his numbers. I think I wrote it down somewhere. His numbers from 2025. All right, hold on. Wait a minute. He had 18 home runs. He hit 330, 331, I think, or something like that for the season. And he had 94 RBIs.
Sure.
So, right. So I'm saying those are good numbers, and that's a great player. There's no way that he's going to continue to play at the level that he's at. And
Right.
same thing for Luis Robert. Same thing. I mean, I don't know much about Marcus Semien, but I can't believe that and Lindor and Soto, there's no way they could all collectively continue to be this ineffective.
Well,
Just by the laws of statistics and you know what I'm saying? I just don't think it's even possible.
I didn't know Lane Thomas was on the A's now. Maybe this isn't Lane Thomas. Probably isn't. Anyway, nope, it's Colby Thomas. Kim, you mentioned, can this continue for these great veteran players, these accomplished veteran
No,
players?
they're proven talent. They're
Nope.
not Carson Bench. You know what I'm saying? No offense, but they're proven talents who have contributed to teams and been in playoffs and won games, and they're winners. Maybe not as much as the other ones, but Bo Bichette for sure.
It's funny you mentioned Bo Bichette specifically because he is the one. He's making the most money. He would expect him to bounce back the furthest. I don't know if that's exactly how you phrase that, but it brings me to my truth or fact, which I actually had, and I posed this to both Dean and Kim. Truth or fact, Bo Bichette has been the 2026 Mets Jose Iglesias. And I'll explain to you how. Using statistics. Actually, is what I'll do. It's Jose Iglesias actually had a higher bat speed in his stint with the Mets than Bo Bichette has in his stint with the Mets to this point, and Jose Iglesias, the pinnacle of hello, David. We're talking about how Jose Iglesias, or how
David loves it. Oh my
we're
god!
talking about how Bo Bichette reminds me of Jose Iglesias, uh, and and Jose Iglesias pulled. The pinnacle of power is pulling the ball in the air, right, David?
Mm-hmm.
Jose Iglesias hit 12% of his fly balls to the pull side in his stint with the Mets, whereas Bo Bichette has a pulled fly ball percent rate this year of 6. And Bo Bichette is hitting 54% of his balls into the ground, of his batted balls into the ground, whereas Jose Iglesias in his stint with the Mets hit 48% of his. So I venture to reason that Bo Bichette to this point has basically offensively been Jose Iglesias. And so, David, I pose the truth or fact that Bo Bichette is the 2026 Mets Jose Iglesias, and I say that's a fact, but it's certainly not a truth.
I don't think it's either.
Well, thus far,
Well,
That's-
are you talking purely production on the field?
I'm talking about the way he looks, David. Ground balls to the right side, hitting the ball.
No, I
you
know. But I feel
Well,
like Bichette doesn't bring as much to the table as Iglesias.
Like
not
you
as a
mean
player.
Offensively, no.
No, you mean
and I'm just
intangible.
talking. He hasn't made music.
No, it's true. No, you're right. You're absolutely right. So that's why
Yeah.
I'm saying that it is not a truth, but it is a fact.
Yeah,
That
David,
I don't
let's
think it's
just
either, but
let's just catch David up. David, I was just
Bruins
talking
won,
about
by the way.
what's that?
The Bruins
The Bruins
won.
won? Oh,
Yeah,
congrats.
Congrats.
Congrats to Stanley.
So they
Um,
keep their season alive.
That's awesome. You missed. Oh, first of all, I'm in my pajamas. I apologize because you missed.
Yeah, I figured that one out. That's okay.
Yeah. And what I was just saying before you came on is I find it absolutely unbelievable because I looked up some of, Bo Bichette's, Marcus Semien's, Luis Roberts numbers from 2025. And again, the old adage of look at the back of the baseball card. I just find it unbelievably hard to believe, unbelievable that these players that have proven success, seasoned veterans, and no offense to Carson Bench, they're not Carson Bench, that they've been winners, that they can continue at this rate, like collectively. It almost seems impossible, to me. That's what we were talking about.
Well, do correct me if I'm wrong. I feel like Bichette historically has been a fairly slow starter in the past.
Like Lindor.
Yeah, I don't know about the extent of Lindor, but I feel like, and I'm literally basing that off no numbers. I just feel like from watching him, I feel like historically he's been a little bit of a slow starter. I could be totally making that up, but or at least the past few years. And I mean, yeah, Robert. What's Robert's OPS at right now?
It's in the 600s.
Sean.
So I mean, I think Robert will get better for sure. I don't know if you can expect that much more than a 730 to 750 OPS from him, as long as he's playing good defense. And you'll take that, I think, from him. Yeah. But you need better bats in the lineup. I never expected too much from Semien is I think the problem. I was never really that big of a fan of the Semien addition offensively at least. But yes, I agree with Bichette. Bichette will get going, I think, at some point. And I feel like he's looked at least better.
Tonight he did.
Yeah.
Bichette has a career 682 OPS in
April.
Yeah,
so that's what I thought. So historically, he has been a little bit of a slow starter. So yeah, I think he'll pick it up at the plate. I think Robert, I think you're going to have to live with the shriekiness a little bit. I think that's kind of the player he is. Semien, I don't have very high expectations for.
What about Polanco when he comes back?
Yeah, hopefully it was just the injury that was really. Again, I wasn't ever the biggest fan of the Polanco addition necessarily, but he's a better hitter than what he was doing pre IL. So, yeah, eventually this lineup should. I mean, obviously the Lindor injury is tough because Lindor not like what's the plan right now. What is
He's out for 3 weeks, probably 2 more weeks, and then.
Well, I'm saying but replacing him was
it's Ronnie Mauricio.
It's Mauricio, right? Yeah. So.
Well, hasn't Bichette been playing shortstop?
Then it's Mark Vientos.
Vientos, yeah. So either way,
yeah,
it's not the best. So that severely hurts the depth of this lineup, I think. Because before the year, I think the thought with this Mets team was, and the way they were built, was, wow, this lineup has the potential to be really deep. Because Francisco Alvarez was hitting 7th or something on opening day, right? 7th or 8th? Yeah, okay, yeah, 9th, yeah. So, now he's in the top half pretty consistently.
Yeah.
So quickly, whether it's been injuries, whether it's been underperformance, the depth has been getting weaker and weaker, which is concerning. I do think, you'll see Bichette start to pick it up. Hopefully Polanco gets going a little bit off the IL. But, I think, again, it comes down to, and I think we've said this on the show before, but Luis Robert is a big X factor for this team because if, again, you like his defense, you like the speed he brings, but he's going to, especially now with Lindor out, he's going to need to bring something at the plate in order for this team to turn it around in any way.
But my point was, I don't think that this is sustainable as far as how anemic and negative it is. I just don't see this continuing the way it's. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. I mean, maybe they're just a terrible team.
Talent to be this bad, I think.
Right.
But here's where I yes, you're probably right. That things can't continue to go as poorly as they're going. However, when everything goes wrong, you start to question, well, maybe the assessment of this roster wasn't actually as good as you might have thought it was. And while some people probably will bounce back, there's a pretty good chance at this point that not everyone will. And then you're looking at a team that's probably back in that low 80-something win range, which might not be good enough to make to the playoffs.
I don't think it will be in the NL this year.
So it's that's where it's yes, you're right, it's early, but also, they've kind of already backed themselves into the corner a little bit. I mean, obviously they have. They're 10-19, but just in terms of you're kind of living on a prayer almost at this point already.
But I think that's a different conversation. I think whether this was the right roster construction is a different conversation than is this current roster severely underperforming.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's
a different conversation though.
Because I just think this is almost freakishly bad and almost like a curse, like a weird, you know what I'm saying? I just don't. Okay, but
I'm saying that's going to have to change your evaluation of the roster, though. I mean, it is going to change your evaluation of the roster.
I guess. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know if I'm articulating what I'm trying to say.
I totally get what you're saying. I do think it is inevitable. I think my one pushback, and let the record show, I do think there's still a lot of talent. I think my one pushback would be, who can you say with confidence that you think is going to
improve?
Yeah.
Bo Bichette.
And be a significant contributor, at least offensively. Again, Robert will bring his value defensively, but be a significant contributor offensively moving forward. I agree with Bichette.
I would say Bichette for sure. Yeah. Just because, again, based on his, historically, he's been on winners. He's contributed.
I think it comes down to, is that enough? Even if just Bo Bichette turns it around.
And I don't even think that's a guarantee, though. I don't think that's even.
I mean, we have to be a little optimistic here. Yeah.
He's been bad. He's been pretty bad. he's. I mean, I was facetiously doing a truth or fact, but my larger point is he's been hitting the ball like Jose Iglesias.
Yeah,
right.
That's
without the vibes.
Iglesias. Yeah, right.
Without the vibes of Iglesias.
Yeah. The bat speed is roughly the same as Jose Iglesias. The batted ball spread is roughly the same as Jose Iglesias. I think he's still been squaring the ball up, which is like whatever. Like that's a good thing. That's a very good thing. But like I it's just I don't know. I don't think you're looking at him getting up to even if Pete Alonso's having a down year, I don't think he's going to end up being a better offensive player than Pete Alonso. And I understand he's playing third base and he's been fine at third base. And so he doesn't have to be a better offensive player than Pete Alonso. But I think we're looking at a possible mid to low 700, low to mid 700s OPS here. I think it's possible if he continues, if he doesn't start to, drive the ball, which really is right. What it is, hit doubles, do something.
But we have to look at the glass as half full here. And like, if we have any prayer to even like get back in this, that he's going to have to produce, as is Luis Robert, as is Soto, as is Lindor, as is Carson Bench for that matter, as is, Alvi. Like they have to do some magical things to get back in this. Like that's just the reality at this point. And like you said, we're a month, David, we were saying too, we cannot believe the season is only a month old, like legit only a month old, because it seems like yeah, exactly, you know how it feels, but like it seems like it's been 8 months.
Yeah,
like it's been arduous.
Yeah.
And like every game seems like a workout, and like it's just exhausting. Like which is so sad, because we looked forward to it all winter long, and it's like there's so much
like
hope,
watching losing baseball is not fun.
It's painful. It's painful.
No, and you're right. And obviously, me as a Red Sox fan has had a similar feeling in the past week.
Yeah,
but
very similar. Yeah,
but it is crazy that you're in April. And it's like you're thinking, all right, like this team can't actually go anywhere. Like it's you dug yourself into too big of a hole. Luckily for the Red Sox, and again, not that the Mets have dug themselves too big of a hole, because again, it's April 28th. But luckily for the Red Sox, the American League sucks, and somehow the Red Sox came into the day like 2 games out of a playoff spot. But like. You have that feeling where you're just watching them and you're like, I don't see how this team strings together 10 of 12 wins, which is what we need at this point.
What they need to do. Well, both teams need to do
both. And I've said this because I've been asked the question a couple times by people here, like, who would you rather be between the Mets and the Red Sox right now? And I will say, I think the Mets are more equipped, at least with everyone healthy. Not having Lindor again is tough, but like I think the Mets are more equipped to go on one of those runs where they win 10 of 12, 11 of 13, whatever they need to get back to a point. But it's crazy. You can say it's April all you want. You can say it's early, but you're now in a spot where you're going to need one of those stretches at some point.
Absolutely. And probably more than one, not just one.
Yeah. No, probably. But like you're definitely going to need one fairly soon. You can't kind of continue to hang around, because again, then eventually the deadline comes up and like you're kind of in a pickle, or you fire your manager. And
if we're being honest, will that make any difference? I mean, I don't know. I know everyone's been talking about that, but like
if Alex Cora isn't on the market, then I don't know. But
no, and it doesn't sound like he wants to manage this.
No, Cora's taking the year off with his family. But.
Right, exactly, and like I was talking to someone at work, and like when they, sorry.
No, and aside, it's crazy that Dombrowski revealed that he offered the job.
I know
on Sunday. Anyway, continue.
Was that before he was fired?
That was he offered Cora the job before Thompson was fired.
He obligated to fire.
He offered Cora the job.
No. Before Cora was fired, or not?
No. It was the day after Cora got fired.
Okay.
Anyway, continue.
No, I was. Oh God, I totally
Someone at
lost
work.
I was talking to someone at work. Oh God, why can't I remember my point now? Oh,
Sorry, I feel like
no, that's all right. It will come back to me. Yeah, you guys
Okay.
go. But what I'm trying to think, like what I was going to say. Something about the manager. I don't know.
yeah.
It will come back to me.
All right.
But I just don't know if that. Yes, that would fire them up for a day, but would that really make any like I don't know. I know what I was going to say. I after the Cubs series when we got back from Chicago, like a teacher that I work with, he's like, "There's no way Mendoza is surviving this," and I go, "You know what? I think David Stearns loves his minions so much that I don't think." That if he's sticking around, Mendoza's going anywhere because he wants him. He knows Mendoza's under his thumb, and I don't think he's going to bring in new blood. He certainly wouldn't bring in someone like Cora, who's very independent. What's that?
Would outlast him.
Yeah.
And he's not going to bow down to him, and he's going to challenge him.
If he's fired after this season, it'll be Stearns, not Alex Cora.
Yeah, right. That's a very fair point. That it's a very different situation from the Red Sox because the Red Sox situation were two guys on the opposite end that were butting heads, and it was a power struggle, and it was who were they going to let win out, and they let Breslow win out. The Mets, it's kind of two guys on the same page.
Exactly.
It's not a good page, but
no. But I knew
it's going to have to come from up top, and if someone's firing one,
they both have to
like he has to fire the other.
I agree. I think it's either both of them or neither.
I don't think he will fire Stearns in season, but it feels like I agree with your point that it feels like at this point, if Mendoza does get fired, it's going to have to come from the top.
But that's the thing. If you're Stearns, how can you fire Carlos Mendoza when you gutted his locker room?
Exactly.
You're the one who put together this roster. And I think the Soto and Lindor injuries have really underscored the flaw in the logic behind all of this. In that he tried, he kept the manager, but he overhauled the coaching staff. He obviously overhauled the lineup. There was a lot of change that went on. And it's a lot of people adjusting to new things. And then you lose Juan Soto for a week or 2 weeks or whatever it is, and you can't take it. You cannot handle it. You prove that you did not build a roster that can withstand losing its best player for 2 weeks.
Again, but I think
then he ends up losing the second best player for another 6 weeks or whatever it is. To me, it felt as though that's why the whole 12-game losing streak and everything that's transpired has felt like some sort of higher baseball being, or maybe just some higher being in general, getting even with what Stearns decided to do this past offseason, which was risky and was bold, and he had a lot of people around the game defending it, and I'm sure, and in the media as well. And this is the consequences of that, where you get a lot of people who are in new positions who are a little bit uncomfortable and they're under the microscope. And this is the way that goes sometimes,
But but to be fair, this chronic losing mentality didn't just start this season. It started in June of last season. You know what I mean? With different personnel, other than
but they were scoring. They were scoring.
Right, true, but they were losing. They kind of did have an epic collapse. They were, So, what's that?
That was the pitching.
Right. Well, now I feel like the pitching is a little bit better, other than Senga or whatever. I don't know.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Is that you can whatever. Well, you can walk and scratch your head at the same time. Is that something people can do? Yeah, that's something people can do. You can walk and scratch your head at the same time. Yeah, I don't think that's a problem.
I think so.
He can't do it. Right? Is that correct, Dean?
I think the expression is walk and chew gum at the same time.
That's what I'm looking for. That's what
walk and scratch.
There's patting your head and rubbing your
stomach.
I feel
like walking and chewing gum is easier than walking and I don't know, whatever.
Which I'm doing with quite ease, I might add.
Well, what do we think about the pitching?
The pitching is
other than Devin Williams and
and Kim, and that just brings it home because you know what he did?
Hey,
He
nice
brought,
job, Dave.
huh?
Thank you.
He brought in Freddie Peralta, which was great, good, excellent. The rest pretty much, and he brought in Tobias Myers as well, which shored up the depth and ensured them for exactly what has happened and exactly what you thought would have happened, which is that the pitchers, the three primary culprits of last year's collapse, Sanga, Manaya, and David Peterson, all have proven incapable of starting. So it's like you gut the offense, which, albeit flawed, was for the most part getting the job. I mean, I don't have the numbers in front of me, but the offense was not the primary. I mean, the offense was not the issue coming down the stretch. Yes, they had
no, the pitching was for sure.
Yeah. 5 days. It was Frick Frack and Frunk who couldn't go get past the third inning.
Who's who?
I
get it.
The Mets had the 6th highest OPS in the league last year, and I don't have the numbers from June to
right. That's what I'm saying.
September,
and not to mention, and I know Pete struggled, and Brandon Nimmo's been hitting the ball pretty well.
Yeah, Nimmo's been great.
Yeah.
And certainly looks like a guy that they could have used for some stability in the heart of the order. I mean, listen, the Semien trade is going to be whatever it is, but if Brandon Nimmo hits for another 3 or 4 years, then that's going to look like an absolute fucking fleece. And I don't care what anyone says. I don't care how the Nimmo part looks on the back end.
I have some of the numbers here. The Mets had an 866 OPS as a team in August last year, and and they went 11-17. So
which is crazy, right? That's crazy.
Bad in September.
A 730 OPS, which isn't horrible as a team,
but it's not gonna work when the starter
when you're giving up 8 runs.
That's my point. Is that he chose
having an 866 OPS in a month and being 11-17? Yeah, I think speaks to what the problem was down the stretch last year.
It was a disjointed rebuild. It's the immediate returns are looking kind of vain, honestly, because not only did you overhaul the lineup, but you could have kept Jeff McNeil around. And I'm not saying keeping Jeff McNeil would have been the difference, but let's be honest, they are a little bit more righty biased than they are lefty biased, and they traded away Brandon Nimmo and Jeff McNeil, who are obviously two left-handed hitters. Again, it's just the culmination of things where it just doesn't look very good. Across the board, it doesn't look like, I don't know. So much has already gone wrong that I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, let me ask you this: what would it take to get you back to have some sort of confidence in this new rebuild?
12-game winning streak.
Like that. That's the only thing. Like, there's nothing like less of that, short of that would get you like, all right, maybe there's something here.
An eye for an eye.
Okay, that's fair, I guess. I mean, to be like David said, to be fair, they do have to do some. I don't know about a 12-game winning streak, but they have to win like 10 out of 12.
Yeah, no, they've dug themselves a big enough hole where they're going to need to go on some sort of run at some point where it's like 2 weeks of really
consistent wins. Right.
I mean, realistically, you take it one series at a time. You take it one game at a time, and if you keep winning series, you're going to continue to work your way back to 500, and then But
great play, Colby Thomas.
But yes, if we're looking at the big picture in the grand scheme of things, they're going to probably need a stretch at some point to counter what they just did.
I agree. I just don't know how realistic a 12-game winning streak is, but yes, I think
a 12-game winning streak isn't very realistic for any team. I don't think
10 of 15, something like that, right?
Although Alex Cora called a 10-game winning streak for the Red Sox last year, so
I mean, yes,
they needed one, and then they went on one. So So maybe she will manage.
Imagine.
Let's talk about a bright spot from tonight. Clay Holmes. He's been great.
Yeah.
Right?
No, yeah. Clay Holmes has been fantastic. Yeah, Nolan McLean's been.
I'm trying to be positive. Like, I'm like trying to look at positive. I'm like, okay,
No, I mean, the top three, they have a good top three in their rotation. Like, the top three starters are good.
Yeah.
I know Peralta's had his problems going deep in games, which he's had a lot of his career, but I think he'll be fine.
What do you guys think? Do you like Jake likes to say that Devin Williams is a mental midget? Do you agree?
I think mental little person.
Mental little person. Oh my God. Oh wait. Okay, never mind.
Go ahead.
No, I can't. Never mind. Okay. Off camera.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know I don't know what I think about him. I don't. I have to say I enjoyed the whole Luke Weaver like trash talk. I did. Yeah.
He's a weird guy.
He's a weird guy, but I enjoyed it. Like it was right for the moment.
Yes.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it was
they need some weird energy right now.
It was like corny a little bit, but I liked it for the moment. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it was okay.
They need like George Washington and Paul Revere to go on the field. That was crazy.
What was that all about?
That was crazy. Oh man, I was thrown off.
That was the third game of the Yankee series.
That was the third game of the Yankee series. There's two guys with horses in center field first, and then like we see them, and then eventually the PA announcer goes, "And please welcome George Washington and Paul Revere." I'm like, what?
You're like, what? How?
After having watched the American Revolution documentary, I don't know when did Paul Revere didn't fight in the army, so I think that's
hold on.
Yeah, I feel like it's not a good thing if Paul Revere is like riding a horse, like
that means he's going to tell. Isn't he going to tell Washington? Well, no, Washington wasn't there at the Battle of Bunker Hill.
Maybe that was the signal that Alex Cora was getting fired. Maybe that's what Paul Revere was.
They were calling in the Calvert, whatever you call it.
We're negotiating with Washington right now.
Wait, question. You watch a documentary. Wait, I have a problem with this. You watch a documentary on the American Revolution, and you made fun of me when I made you go to a reenactment of the Boston Tea Party. Remember, you guys made fun of me for that?
Well, one requires you to yell like chants
fly.
And one requires you to sit and watch something on television. So
well, I was like, because we would go to Boston, which is one of the most historical cities in the country, and we would just go to Fenway Park. Right. No offense against Fenway Park, like it's great, but like I feel like we should do some of the other historical things.
Oh yeah, that's fair.
But that being said, it was for like 10-year-olds, and you guys were like 20.
Yes. Yeah, I don't really know who it was for, honestly.
I think it was for. Yeah, I think it was for.
I guess it was probably for like school trips. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. But I mean.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
I have to say, you at least embraced it, but like I just.
Oh, it was fun.
Yeah.
It was great.
It was almost as good as the Portrait Museum.
I'm so sick of seeing this Ram commercial with the AI generated dumping Boston Tea Party.
There was
speaking of the Boston Tea Party.
What Dean?
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yep. Yeah. No.
Yeah. Speaking of the Boston Tea Party.
There's a
Dean, have you ever gone to the reenactment of the Boston Tea Party when you were in Boston?
No, I can't say I have.
I was gonna say I don't think anyone else has.
That's not true. It's very crowded. This is what happens when I make my family do something intelligent.
There's some like AI slot commercial for like a local airport here, and I was really confused. They kept showing it.
That's great. Dean, do you have any thoughts on the current state of affairs?
Well,
I got a lot of thoughts.
Okay. What? Oh, he's got thoughts.
Yes,
go ahead.
Please. Yeah, please.
You asked earlier, Kim, what will make me regain faith in this team?
Yes.
The easiest way, fire David Stearns immediately.
Yeah, I don't think that's happening, but I agree with
It's
you.
not going to happen, but that is the way to do it.
Yeah, okay. But is there anything
right now, at this point, I am tuning out of games, and
completely,
which is ridiculous. The second game against the Rockies on Sunday, I barely even watched. I was like, "What's the point?" What was it? Senga's on the mound.
That was a miserable one.
No, that was rough.
I'm glad I was at Jake's movie.
That was one of the few Mets games I've watched in the past week or so. Or I guess since I was home. And yeah, that one was a rough watch.
And we can say these guys are too good to not be to play
not be bad.
Yes, I was going to get to this point.
And here's what we need to do to get back on track. But after a certain point, which I think is approaching faster than you might expect, it doesn't matter if you get back on track or not, because it's just too late.
12 in a row.
Well,
like that's living on a prayer. That's
sure.
Not
But wait,
I mean, do you think this team right now is capable of just going on a tear and winning 12 in a row?
They're barely capable of scoring 5 runs in a game.
Exactly. This is what I'm saying. I know we're supposed to believe in all that, but it's.
Well, you gotta.
I'm sorry. It's looking pretty fucking grim from where I'm sitting.
Look, believe.
Yes.
I don't know if you could see it or not.
You got it.
Yeah.
But and Dean, that's the other thing that I keep going back to is we talk about Marcus Semien, Luis Robert talking to form. These players weren't very good last season. Let's not kid ourselves here. Someone like Marcus Semien was terrible at the plate, at least. Luis Robert, not very good at the plate last season. I mean, I know again, you gotta believe. There's I don't know. There wasn't a lot of hedging for maybe being wrong, which is what it is, except for the fact that you also kind of dumped any hedging for being wrong for nothing. In this case of McNeil, certainly, and Nimmo to an extent. And again, people who have been here and done that and whatever, which is all just kind of.
Well, I mean, I'm going to be devil's advocate for a second. I think that the theory behind doing this, and I'm not saying this was the right overhaul, was that core didn't win anything either.
Okay, I mean, they signed Munetaka Murakami for $10 million a year, whatever the fuck it is.
In fairness, everyone missed on that guy, but
still,
yeah,
not in the Mets. The Mets have the most money. If you think the market, whatever, I don't know, unless you think he's gonna fucking strike out 80% of the time,
Wait, what are we talking about? I don't know what you're talking about.
The White Sox rookie first baseman who has 12 home runs.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's the other thing is that they made all these moves or whatever, and then but it's still Brett Beatty and Mark Vientos sharing the DH spot and stuff.
Yeah. And when are we going to cut our losses on those?
Carson Bench in the outfield, who I don't know if they ever came out and said it was because he slapped singles to left that he made the team, but I think it's safe to say that his. Well, I mean, I don't know if he's going to make the team before Mike Tauchman got hurt, but they put him on the team out of spring training. They operated the entire offseason like he was going to make the team out of spring training, and they traded Brandon Nimmo away with the idea that he would probably make the team, and he very plainly probably shouldn't be in the major leagues. So I don't know. I don't know.
But the thing that kills me about I'm sorry, David, you wanted to say
no. You go.
The thing that kills me about this season so far is I'm just so apathetic about this team.
Yeah.
I started watching the Mets halfway through 2021. So guys like Alonso, Nimmo, McNeil, Diaz, and I mean Lindor is the only one left. And the current guys, they're mercenaries. These are not going to be long-time Mets.
No.
Freddie Peralta, I know he's expressed an interest in signing a long-term contract with the Mets. As long as Stearns is GM, he's not going to fucking sign that. Right,
and you think that's changed in the last 3 weeks?
Yeah.
Bo Bichette, Freddie Peralta, these guys are not going to be around for a long time. So it's I don't know. It's like a hookup, basically. It's what's the point of getting attached? I just don't give a shit.
No,
and
that's a fair point. Yeah.
I don't like that feeling. I like feeling enthusiastic, passionate
And
about my team.
invested.
It's really hard to muster up any kind of enthusiasm when A, the guys, you don't really know anything about them, and B, they're not performing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, right. Is that just becoming like, not to make a college basketball reference, but is it becoming like that? Like, because look at the Red Sox. I mean, the Red Sox are doing the same thing, David. Like all of your favorite, like perennial favorite players most of them are gone now. Like, I'm saying like over the years, like I know you have new favorites, but I'm just saying like they do the same thing, right? Like they get rid of Devers, they get rid of Mookie, they get rid of,
doesn't do it.
What's that?
Doesn't do it. Kike Hernandez goes back to the Dodgers year after year. Mickey Rose still around with the Dodgers.
Well, I think we've documented enough times on this, like the Dodgers do it right. I mean, there's no denying that. Like I've said that.
Yeah, I saw a quote from Steve Peralt on the Section 10 podcast, and he said, and not necessarily, but this past offseason, it kind of was. I know a lot of it was Stearns' decision, but billionaires pay billions of dollars for other people to be their scapegoats. And that's what's been happening with the Red Sox for now, since 2018. And it happened with the Mets this past, again, not saying it was necessarily totally Cohen's call, completely over, but there were very clear scapegoats and why the Mets failed last year. Nimmo, Alonso, McNeil, that core. And I think we're now seeing again, okay, that's not going to work. So who's the next scapegoat going to be? Carlos Mendoza in the coming weeks? Okay, then where do you turn? And you just continue to see it. And I think some teams operate that way. The Red Sox have, like I said, operated that way for a while. It feels like every year they had gutted a major piece of the 2018 team, even the 2021 team. Now no one's left from 2018. But between Betts, Cora, Devers, Bogarts, obviously the list goes on and on. It felt like there was a key loss every single season. And with the Mets, they kind of did it all at one time, but it's just they use other people scapegoats for their failures. And
Dave, in Boston too, it extends to the players also with when Rafael Devers getting outstirred and Mookie Betts getting outstirred.
Yep.
And it's just kind of a culture of passing the buck, and it's this delusional sort of fantasy that you create for yourself, where I think the Red Sox certainly have a case of it, where they feel as though, I don't know, it's the world conspiring out to get them in some capacity, where it's like the consistents here are John Henry and his mandate to curtail spending, and Alex Cora's managed them to the playoffs as recently as
6 months ago.
6 months ago.
Yeah.
Traded their best player.
Yeah.
And so right. When it comes to the Mets, it's like, has that chain kind of already started, where it's first it's Nimmo, and then it's McNeil, and then
that's what it feels like.
And then, but that's the thing. But that's where the Mets need to bucket is if it's Stearns who's next, then whoever's after Stearns has to be a little bit different than
and the problem that you then have, again, not saying Stearns deserves, I think Stearns does deserve to lose his job, but the problem that you have, and the problem that the Red Sox had, and why Craig Breslow was their 7th option for chief baseball officer, is that, all right, who's going to want to come here now? I know it's nice to work with an unlimited budget, but you again see these people going in and out of these jobs, and it becomes, and with no success, and it becomes less and less appealing of a job. The Mets is a little different because
the Mets had that for a long time. Even after Stearns took over.
Yeah. If you're going to the Mets, you do have what seems to be a near unlimited budget The Red Sox obviously is not that case, which makes it tougher. But to find anyone willing, again, why Craig Breslow was, I think people forget that, but the like sixth option to run the front office. But still, you do create a culture at a certain point when everyone else starts to get scapegoated, then it becomes less appealing of a job, both managerial and I think to run the front office.
But do you think it's as simple as that David Stearns is continuing to run a small market team with a big market budget?
I think he hasn't
He doesn't have the balls for it. I'm sorry. He doesn't have the fucking stones for this gig.
I think that's largely accurate. Yeah. I think he, I think the big swing, his only big, his big swings, I guess, are Soto and Freddie Peralta. And Freddie Peralta, I think that was a good decision. Obviously, it was
Freddie Peralta is a good. Look at who they set back. Not to overreact by 1 month of results. I don't know how Brandon's approach has been, but I know Williams hasn't been great in the minors.
That was a good trade.
Yeah,
that was a good trade. But yeah, in terms of especially, you're talking trade deadline, and making the move to put you over the edge to actually put you in a position to, because I think there's this belief that it's just all fucking whatever, not luck, not magic, but it's whatever it is. You can't really determine your own fate in the playoffs, which the best team in baseball has now won 2 years in a row. Yeah. So, but he doesn't, and he certainly hasn't taken the big swing on starting pitching. They've signed the Jorge Polanco's of the world, who are, they're gambles. They're expensive gambles, and, even for a $350 million payroll. And they're not the best players that you can go out and acquire. It's been the same thing with Frankie Montas. It worked his first year with Minaya and Luis Severino, and that you hit, and you could kind of afford to do it because you were kind of in a transition year. But then eventually, Dean's right. You have to kind of put the pedal to the metal, and you actually have to go out. And in addition to signing those kind of gambles, and you should get better at that as you do it more often, it's not something that he could really do as much in Milwaukee, where you might get one of those and you have to kind of hope that they linger on the market until the end of the offseason. And then, like a Yasmani Grandal, you take your chance and you sign him to a deal. Instead, he gets to jump the market, and he's really obsessed on that. And he's hit and he's missed. And he's missed out on some of the bigger names. He just hasn't, he hasn't pulled the trigger. So,
and you attributed the Soto signing to him. Now, correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah,
I always kind of felt that was more Cohen's doing.
Yeah, that was Steve.
That was Cohen's golden goose.
That up to a Stearns deal.
Yeah, I mean, he right. In theory, he's in the room.
He had to sign off on it, I'm sure, but yeah,
right.
But if you're the head of a baseball operations department and you're saying no to signing Juan Soto, then you probably have your job.
Yes.
Yes, but no, that's a fair point as well. And there are some hits, and that's the thing. That's where playing that kind of middle of the market game, you can be successful. You can get your Clay Holmes. That does happen. But for every Clay Holmes, there's Frankie Montas, and and I think he tried to get into the big game hunting this past offseason. I don't know if we've ever actually heard about where exactly that impetus came from, where all of a sudden 1 week after, I guess it was that 1 week really leading up to the Kyle Tucker sweepstakes, the whatever it was, climax of the Kyle Tucker sweepstakes, that they seemed to start to get serious. But you ended up signing a third baseman who's hitting like Jose Iglesias. So, it's tough. If when you start to go big game hunting, that's what you come out with. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Maybe you're not cut out, because getting into that Kyle Tucker sweepstakes, you're kind of in a point of desperation where, you need to go and get this guy, and you got played ultimately. So Yeah, I think there's a legitimate argument to be made, and that's the thing. I'm kind of rambling, but it is. I'm basically trying to lend credence to the fact, because it sounds like, when Dean says that, and when I agree with it, it sounds like, just your typical WFAN caller saying, "Oh, this guy's in over his head. He's coming from a small market, whatever." I I think what I've been trying to explain over the last however period of time, and I haven't done it well, and I probably should try to do it in writing at some point, is that I think there's some validity to it, because I think it is a different mindset that you have to go into in terms of the resources available to you and how to best use them. So,
Yeah.
Who's the Dodgers GM?
Andrew
Friedman from the Rays.
Yeah.
From the Rays.
Who?
Yeah. No, he's
Who, and if you go back, and maybe that's where I'll start, because if you go back, you can very decidedly, you could see where Andrew Friedman realized, I'm not the general man, I'm not running the Rays anymore, I'm running the Dodgers, and there's a marked shift. Whereas I don't think that's been the case with David Stearns.
And it does feel like there is this trend, and I don't know, maybe it's just the Mets and the Red Sox, but there's this trend with some modern GMs or whatever, heads of baseball operations, that you've talked about the deadline, and that they are so afraid to make that big splash at the deadline, which I'll never understand why teams are so reluctant. The deadline, where you're at, like, where your team stands, what you need. It's so clear, and yet you just don't supplement. And I remember that, I think it was 24, that again, Cora talked about it. And Cora wasn't shy about putting pressure on his front office, which again might have ultimately led to his firing this past week. But he talked about people around you are going to get better. There's 3 groups of teams at every deadline, and there's guys who sell, there's guys who buy, and then there's guys who stand pat. And if you stand pat, sure, you like the players that you have, but there are teams around you and there are contenders around you who are going to get better and become better than you. And you're going to either fall out of the race, or it's going to catch up with you in the postseason. So, who knows where the Mets are going to be at the deadline this year. But if they are anywhere close to the contention, and now you've put a lot of money into this team, where you kind of need to see where you're at, and you need to make a big splash at some point at the trade deadline. Because again, that's.
I mean, I think the splash. I think what they could be doing is that they might just be selling.
Well, right now they might be selling, but
and then that probably buys David Stearns another year, probably the rest of his contract, and you're now in another pseudo rebuild, and Francisco Lindor is getting older, and it's just like, what are we doing here?
Yes, I agree with It's just I think I'm of the thought where if they're anywhere close to contention, you have to go all in. But I think you're right that some of these GMs and some of these more, again, small guys who come from small market, where the expectation isn't winning every year, or it isn't the standard to win every year, know, or at least think, that if they sell off pieces, then that will buy them a few years, and where it's like, oh, okay, you need to let me see out my vision. And so I'm not convinced that if they are anywhere close to contention, that Stearns will make a big splash on the other direction, just because, again, I think right now, likelier for him to make a splash to sell, because, all right, now I brought these prospects in, you have to let me see this out, even though he's been lended plenty of time to see out his vision, and it hasn't went particularly.
Yeah, I think to Dean's point, why didn't you just sign a good starting pitcher after 2024? I mean, like why was it Frankie Montas and Clay Holmes and that was it? Like, I understand, you liked your pitchers coming up the pipeline, but you just signed Juan Soto, and they re-signed Sean Manaea. I forgot they re-signed Sean Manaea. But you had Peterson coming off big innings, and you were counting on him for big innings again. And you had Clay Holmes, who had never pitched, who you actually got lucky with. And you had Senga, who you were limiting in innings, I think, in 23, and didn't pitch full slate in 24. Who am I forgetting? I think that kind of covers it.
Did you like my? Sorry, just did you like my little joke about the IL? what I said about
That was
Senga. Wait, what was it? I suck, so they don't know what to do with me. L.
Yeah.
That's what he's on. Anyway.
He's I think he's I don't know.
Jake's gonna be angry. Jake and I got to, I told you, a full-blown argument at the at Wrigley Field when he was pitching, when I was like sighing, and he's like, stop sighing every time he throws a ball. I'm like, he's terrible. Like, what's that?
Where's Jake?
Oh,
he's out rehearsing.
Oh, is he still at your place?
Yeah, no, he's not staying with me tonight. He's saying he's going back to the city.
Oh, yeah, because I thought he was going to go to Mets tomorrow. Speaking of Mets.
Yeah, no, yeah, he's going. Yeah, because he only stayed here last night because he had rehearsal today also. So
gotcha.
Yeah.
Did you guys have fun?
Yes, we had.
Sorry, small talk. All right, I have to go to bed soon. So can we do Boomer Bust soon?
Sure.
Hold on, I just got one closing thought.
Wait, I'm sorry. Well, I mean, Dean has a point.
Yes.
Deadline in 24 and 25. Call me crazy, but Mets 24 and 25, both of those teams were genuine contenders.
Yeah.
Who I believe had the possibility of winning
Yep.
the World Series.
Yep.
And this position was fairly obvious come the deadline in both years.
Yep.
And what did Stearns do?
That's my point. Like, yeah.
24, he didn't do shit. And what happened, David? Their mistakes caught up to them in the postseason.
Pitching
They didn't
ran.
have the pitching.
Yep.
Pitching.
And the team
Yep.
fell apart. 25, he didn't do shit. I mean, what? He got Helsley and Trevor Rogers. They sucked.
Yeah.
And they didn't even make them. I mean, even if the Mets are on the border, I'm praying that they are on the border of contention come the deadline. But even if that's the case, I have no faith in Stearns whatsoever to make the necessary moves.
Yes. And I think that's the big thing about it too, is that they've dug themselves so deep in a hole now, and these are people who just love to be defeatist by nature, and just like David said, they don't like to think of themselves as having a chance, even when they're even in the hunt for a playoff spot. Which again, you make the playoffs and you give yourself a chance, but that's not. They will be even less inclined to do something as opposed to So, it'll be fun. It'll be a fun. Kim, well, before you do Boomer Bust, do we? I mean, do you have any Boomer Busts about Alex Cora? I kind of wanted to briefly kind of actually address, not necessarily, just kind of put it in context a little bit, just the whole thing.
Wait, regarding the Mets?
No, just in general. Do you have any about Alex Cora?
No. I just stuck to the Mets. Or does David?
Okay, you know what? We'll do Boomer Bust.
Okay.
And then we can wrap up it with Alex Cora.
Yeah.
That's a good idea. Okay.
And then if you want to leave, Kim, you can leave.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. All right. So here we go. Ready?
Yes.
So wait, well, you know how this works, right? It's just kind of like rapid fire.
It's pretty self-explanatory.
It's like eating up or deep down.
Yeah,
it's eating up or deep down.
All right.
Kim's version of eating up or deep down.
And we can have a little discussion, but we're just gonna try to stick to one word, rapid fire. All right. Carlos Mendoza is the manager of the Mets on July 1st. Boom or bust?
I think at this point I'm eating that up. I don't know what does
that mean. Boom or bust?
That's a boom.
Yeah, okay. Boom. Yep, he's sticking around.
Wait, is this what we think will happen or what we want to happen?
No, not what you want. What you think?
Eating up all day.
I think also boom, because I'm choosing to believe it's not going to get worse from here. So,
well, I'm saying boom because I don't think Stearns is going anywhere, and if Stearns doesn't, he's not either. That's what I think. Okay, ready?
April 1st, 2027. I think there's a 0% chance.
Yeah,
and I think, you know what I think they're going to do real quick? I think they're going to make him re-interview I think they're going to decline his option, make him re-interview for his job, and then hire Alex Cora. And I don't know if he's going to re-interview for his job, but they're going to be like, oh, you can re-interview for the job.
Yeah.
Something stupid like that. And then I think they're going to hire Alex Cora. I do.
I hope so. Mets are sellers at the deadline.
Dude, boom. Big 3 boom.
Eating that
up. On MJ. Melendez, he's hidden.
All what I said in my last answer. I'm going to say bust because I think things will get better, and I do think they win like 10 of 12 at some point.
Okay, I say bust. I think they're going to be close, and I think they're going to buy, not sell. Like Will said, I think if they're anywhere near contention, Dean, like Dean said, if they're anywhere near contention, I think they're going to make some moves.
No, that's not what I said.
Yeah, no.
No, he said you don't have any confidence in Stearns. Yeah. That's what you said.
Yeah.
Right. But
Okay.
I'm going to
You're saying the opposite of what he's saying.
So
sorry. Well, no. But do you think, hold on. Do you think they're going to be buyers or sellers?
I think they're going to be sellers.
Okay. All right. So we disagree.
And he thinks even if they do get to the point where they could be buyers, they still won't buy.
But or he doesn't have any confidence that Stearns will do anything.
I don't think they will be buyers if they are in.
I think they're going to be buyers, and I think he's going to surprise you.
I think they're a bunch of pansies.
Senga and Peterson will be starters at some point this season.
Well, Peterson's starting like this week, but
is he?
Both will
lead the rotation again.
Both together. Yes. Both together. No, Diva down.
Diva down.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think Senga's coming back. I don't know what I mean by that. But
I don't know where he's going.
That's what I'm going to say. Do you think he's going to Boomer bust? Hold on, Boomer bust. Senga goes into the bullpen.
Bust. He's not coming back.
I think they're sending him to. I think they're sending him to the Nippon Ham Fighters.
Yeah,
they got him. Nice
they got
him.
Yeah, he's done.
They're sending him to the Rakers.
So everyone says bust on that. Yes.
Yep. Oh yeah. No.
Diva down.
He's not. Yeah, he's not coming back. That's it.
Like, where's he going?
I don't know.
He's not coming back.
Yeah, he's going to Rangers.
Okay. Lindor bats leadoff when he comes back from the IL.
Eating up.
I mean, if Bo gets hot, they'll probably. I'm gonna say Diva down just because I don't think they're gonna hit, and I think they're gonna just keep fucking around.
Like they're not gonna have a set lineup; they're just gonna be all over the.
Mendoza's just gonna keep trying new stuff every day.
Different shit. Okay.
All right. What happens?
David.
The triad approach. Yep.
What? What did you say?
Bust.
You said bust. You don't think he will.
Yeah, Diva down.
Okay, I say boom. I think he's going to go back to leadoff.
Yeah, that's yeah. All right.
Okay. All right. Carson Bench stays on the big league team.
Diva down.
Do they have a choice?
I mean, I don't know. There's Tyrone Taylor. There's Soto.
Oh, no.
Right, there is. MJ, David, there's MJ.
MJ. Oh, who's the new guy they just signed? What is he?
Austin Slater.
Yeah.
Like, that's a thing. Like, they couldn't have just signed a fucking Where's the wink? Can we get back the wink, please?
What about Canna?
I love Winker.
Yeah, well, if they're gonna bring on Canna, they probably would have brought him on instead of Austin Slater. Unfortunately,
which is ridiculous. But anyway,
I know. They're saving Canada for Pride
Month. I'll say boom by default because I don't think they have many better options.
I don't have a choice. Yeah,
they could try AJ Ewing, I guess.
True.
They could try. I think Ryan Clifford's more of a first baseman, so that might be if they send down Brett Beatty. Yeah, I don't know if Brett Beatty's going to make it to the end of the year. Has he been? He's been better, right? He's been starting to hit a little bit.
Brett Beatty.
I feel like he's had a decent homestand.
A little bit. He's starting to. Yeah, no, yeah, he hit a home run the other night.
I haven't watched on this homestand, so.
Yeah,
you didn't miss nothing.
You haven't missed much. Yeah. Do we all say that? All right. The Mets get back to 500 before I am out of school by June 26th.
The 24 Mets didn't get back to 500 until around then, so I'll say bust. Or, yeah, bust.
Diva down.
Yeah. No.
I think barely bust. Like, I think soon after, early into the summer, they get back to 500, but yeah.
End of the summer or Wait, what did you say?
No, like early in the summer.
Oh, I thought you said early end of summer.
No, early into the summer.
Okay. So you think like July?
Yeah, like early, like right before the All-Star break. Maybe they go into like a 10-game winning streak into the All-Star break.
Okay, I'm gonna be optimistic and say boom before I get out of school, so I could go to lots of games. So now that I have my season tickets or whatever they're called, so now to counteract, I said, are they going to be sellers? The Mets are buyers at the deadline. Boom or bust.
Well, this just.
Oh, you guys said
the other one.
Well, I guess it's just the opposite. All right.
If they're going with the Stan Pat strategy.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. All right.
I could also.
No, I can't. I'll say a light boom. Like I'm not giving it like multiple booms, but like a light.
Okay. All right.
Like I don't think they'll be big buyers.
All right.
Oh,
okay.
I got one. Eating up or diva down. The Mets will have more than one All-Star. Or more than one player go to the All-Star game.
That's a very good one.
I go to the All-Star game or All-Star selected to the All-Star team?
Selected to the All-Star team, dude.
Okay.
Who would be the representative today? Clay Holmes and Nolan McLean have decent cases.
They don't have a reliever.
I think only one of them's gonna make it. Yeah, I think it'll be one.
What about Alvarez?
He's slowed down. It's probably not gonna be him. I mean,
in
Soto.
Terms of big names, you think Soto or
Yeah, Soto. What about Soto?
Would be Melendez.
maybe MJ. I'm gonna say
sitting fourth.
Fuck. Yes, he was hitting fourth today. You know what? I think I'll say eating up. Soto and a pitcher, honestly. Even in bad years, they've had multiple. I think so.
I think I agree. I think Soto and a pitcher get there. I'll say boom.
So you say boom. They have more than one. Yeah, I agree. I'd say more than one. Boom.
Definitely not more than two though.
Well, if we're being optimistic, they get back to 500, then maybe. We'll see.
Well, yeah. I think you're the only one, Kim.
Who thinks they're going to get back to 500?
No, I think they'll get there, but not.
Maybe.
Oh. Okay, so this goes along the same lines. The Mets have at least a 5-game win streak in May.
In May?
Yeah, like they have like a significant win streak.
What if it started tonight? Does that count?
Yeah,
now,
sure, because it'll go. No, because it'll go into.
Does that count?
Yes, because it'll go into May.
Okay,
that's probably going to be the spot where it happens.
I was gonna say then boom, because it's gonna happen like right now. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Fine. I'll take it.
They're going to win the next 4.
Okay.
And then they'll stall out for a little bit.
They'll crash out. Is that what you said? Or
no, not crash out. They'll stall out. They'll kind of just be like,
Yeah, the Subway Series.
5-game winning streak.
Yeah. At least like a significant win streak. They'll say 5. We'll say 5 for a significant win streak.
6 with 5. Yeah.
Yeah. Sean, did Sean answer?
They got the Yankees coming up this month. I was just thinking about that.
That's not until that's like mid-month, right? Like the 15th or something like that.
Yeah.
Yankees suck.
Yankees. What was I gonna say? Bust.
Bust. Okay.
I'm eating that up. That's a slay right there.
All right. I like it. This one's fun. The Mets play postseason baseball.
No.
Boomer bust. Boomer bust. Boomer bust.
Boom.
Nice. Kim,
so enthusiastic too.
What about you, Kim?
I mean, you know what I'm gonna say. I
There's so much Jason Bay on this podcast, by the way.
What?
Right?
There's so much Look.
Oh
Wait,
my
you have
God.
Jason Bay too? Wait,
Nope.
where? I don't see it.
Right here
can-
in my
There, in the
camera
middle of the
right now.
screen.
My thing's in the way.
Oh,
I can't see it. I can't see
I have
it.
a picture of Jason Bay behind me.
And so do I. Look.
Yeah, no, I saw yours.
Jason Bay.
I said it.
All
How many
right.
more boomer busts are there?
What?
How many more boomer busts are there? I'm just asking.
That's it. I'm done. That was the last
Oh,
one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I got a truth or fact real quick.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Truth or fact? Established NPB players should be eligible for Rookie of the Year when they come to MLB.
Should be.
I don't even know what that means.
Oh,
I
that's
think
interesting. I think that's a now. I think that's a. I think that's a. Is that a truth or so? Truth or fact?
I think it's
first year NPB players. Hang on, I gotta wrestle with this one. That is a fact.
Yeah, but I think it's a fact because I don't know if it's a truth.
No, because no, that's not. It's not. It
I don't know
have
if I
soul.
necessarily agree with it.
Yeah, it doesn't have soul.
So you're saying they should? Excuse me. Whoa.
It's tough.
You're saying they shouldn't be eligible for Rookie of the Year.
I'm not willing to like throw like a truth on it, like truth, like they should be, like, but it is a fact.
It is a fact, but it's not a truth.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like when Ichiro won, that was ridiculous.
And it looks like Murakami.
I was gonna say Murakami looks like
That's true. Although I think by the end of the year, I think one of the shortstops will pass him. I think I don't know if Montgomery is going. I think McGonigal. is a nice player. The Lauder's slowed down a little bit.
He has, but he could always heat up.
He could always heat up, but I think
early.
Maybe early. Early's pitched very well, right?
Early has been good.
Totally struggled a little bit tonight.
He was fine. He wasn't as good, but he was fine.
He's
better than Brian Bayo. He's better than Brian Bayo. So
wait, did the Bo Sox win?
No, the Red Sox lost today.
Fuck.
It was a really boring game.
We need a snow dog day.
It was a really boring one.
It was he a Savage?
Yeah, I don't think they got a runner on second base after like the second inning.
Nice. That sounds like a Mets game.
Sounds like the Mets. I was just gonna say.
Oh yeah, they are like the two worst offensive teams in baseball. So the Red Sox stats are now boosted from the 17 run performance, but like
shout out Red Sox stats.
That's like a fugazi. Like
they're inflated from what? Oh, from the they rally for Alex Cora.
Yeah, yeah.
that was the best. They scored 17 runs.
You're fired.
We've had enough.
That's it. 17. What are we doing?
It's too much winning. We can't take it anymore.
Yeah.
Can you imagine Alex coming back to the hotel and seeing those three dweebs just waiting for him in the hotel lobby?
In his sweatpants. Wasn't he wearing like sweatpants? One of them? Idiots.
I couldn't imagine what he was thinking. I mean, I kind of can. The I'm happy tweets and texts. Like,
he is low key a savage though on social media.
He's very petty. Yes.
Yeah. No, I love it. It's very girlish. Sorry.
I think there's a part of him that absolutely means it.
Yeah.
like in the sense where it's like, yeah, it's good to, if it's what's the word? The chickens will come home to roost, whatever.
Yeah.
The proof is the proof will be in the pudding. They've already made their beds.
Yeah.
I have my speaking of, I have my blanket. I have to go to bed.
Good, Kim. Should we say goodbye to Kim?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Peace out. Bye, guys.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go Mets.
Let's go Mets.
Yeah.
Bye. Let's go Red Sox. I don't know how to. There we go. I'm gone. Am I gone? No, I'm still there. How do I get up? I don't know how to get out of this.
Leave button?
Off.
This is crazy.
Probably remove you, maybe. I'm not sure.
Yeah, remove me. I don't know how to do.
I'm
Did
not
I do it?
really sure how to do that, though. To be honest with you, just close the tab,
Or just click like the leave button.
There is a leave button.
There is no leave button. Where is it?
And all right, another clown.
And we're back.
All right,
We're back.
David,
you waited on hold for 2 hours to tell me that. You got nothing better to do with your life.
David, were you saying something about?
Well, I've been wrestling with a lot of the Cora stuff over the past couple of days, but I do think, not saying that Cora was unhappy managing the Red Sox at this point, and not saying that he was the wrong person for the job, because I don't think he was, but I do think there is something to the fact that he maybe doesn't want to be a babysitter necessarily and manage a team full of 23-year-olds. And
there's that.
like,
Yeah.
I think, again, I think he got along with most of the people in that clubhouse still. Like, I still think he had good relationship, clearly based off the reactions of many of them the day after. Even some of the young guys, obviously early, like, spoke very highly of him the next day. But I just, yeah, I think the situation, he made already a couple, and he would say this throughout his tenure, he would say it explicitly with Heim. He said it less explicitly with Breslow, where with Heim he would say, like, the roster is the roster, like, explicitly. With Breslow, he'd be more creative about it, but even on Friday night, and I still wonder if he knew anything by Friday, but on Friday night,
Yeah, I would think.
yeah, he said, like, yeah, we're a young team, and I gotta teach these guys how to play the game the right way. Like, and so, like, that's not a manager of a team that has title aspirations.
Well, here's also, it's, while we're talking about, yes, you could take a lot from the Mets losing 12 in a row, and there are things to be taken from the Mets. It is still April 28th, and if Alex Cora wasn't available, there'd be, the only reason to fire Carlos Mendoza would be just to do something. Really,
Yeah.
the Red Sox were just looking to do something.
Yeah, that's all this is. Yes.
When, yeah, it's a very young team, and yeah, I think in the case of Cora too, it's a case of, if someone gives you a lifeboat off the Titanic, and I think while it's a very talented team, I think he would know better than anyone with his struggles with management, as you said. Yeah, that you take a lifeboat off the Titanic.
Yeah.
That they are. Yeah. It's an organization that certainly hasn't been ascending over the last, even since he got there. I mean, they won in 2018.
I think there's dysfunction from top to bottom. Is hearing people don't seem to like Breslow. A lot of people in the inner workings there don't seem to like Breslow. He's a robot. Like, and Greg Breslow was brought in to be the guy where, he's the former player, so he's not. But somehow Bloom is now being applauded as the more personable one between the two. Where, like, okay, Bloom got along with everyone, like, and I don't know if Cora and Bloom got along great, but I think they at least had a professional relationship. I don't think Cora loved how Bloom went about his business, but Breslow, it sounds like he's a terrible communicator. And that came to a head here where, again, even after he fires Alex Cora, I know he spoke to the team, but he made Chad Tracy kind of handle his fallout from the decision. He had to speak with them the most, and he kind of said that when they asked him about Story being angry, he was like, we thought it was better that Trace spend time with the guys, and like, so yeah, okay, so throw the AAA manager to handle the fallout of your actions.
Yep. And Yeah, no, I think in the case of Breslow, he strikes me as a baseball player who like read like a fucking syllabus from like the Wharton Business School,
Yeah.
and like that's kind of like where the extent of his qualifications. Like,
Yeah.
and he just happened to also go to Yale. Um, yeah, no, I don't see. I never really saw what they saw in him as exceptional. And if you are trusting him to make the decision to eat the final however many years of the contract and 15-20 million dollars, whatever it was, um, I think that that reflects poorly on your judgment. As
Agreed.
yeah, I mean, there's
Again, on Saturday night, and who knows how long this will last for my sake and the Red Sox sake. I hope not longer than the end of this year, but they put the team in the hands of Craig Breslow. They chose Craig Breslow as the guy to put the team in the hands of.
and they can be confident that he's making it out of this year, or that he's making it past.
Again, if this doesn't work, which he doesn't deserve credit even if it does, but if this doesn't work, like, yeah, he can't make it out of this year. This is a last-ditch effort, or at least it should be a last-ditch effort to save his job, because he saw again what happened with Bloom and how Cora outlasted Bloom.
It's like the final fatal flaw. Triple alliterative. That sounds terrible, but in the sense that it's like, if you're trying to save your job, if I'm in charge of a front office and I'm trying to save my job, firing Alex Cora would not be my last ditch effort. Firing a World Series champion manager who's
again
was by his players,
and
you might disagree with tactically, but also when people talk about Cora's bullpen management, and I'm sure he's not the best at managing pitching. And honestly, I'm sure with the sort of collaborative front office environment that he would probably prefer, and that he could work within, I'm sure he could probably improve in that regard. And if you presented it to him in a way that made him see the error of his ways, I'm sure he'd change. But let's also not, neglect the fact that going back for a while now, going back really the majority of this decade, they have not, both Bloom and Breslow have not built very good bullpens for him to manage. And
people talk about when people get on Cora and people dismiss what Alex Cora did in Boston. People always say, well, the one good year, which by the way, he didn't have one good year, but the one good year he had was 2018. He was handed a super roster. I don't know if people forget that even in that, like, Dombro built great teams, of course, but in that postseason, he needed to go through that entire thing with a makeshift bullpen. He was using starters in the bullpen the entire time. Like, he needed to plug and play different guys in that bullpen every single night to make it work. And they went through and dominated. So I'm sure I can understand why it felt like a super team. But no, it was Alex Cora plugging and playing guys. Game 1 of the World Series, he puts in Nunez, and Nunez hits a 3-run homer. And like, everything came together, but at the head of that was Alex Cora. Mm-hmm. So, yes, it was a very talented roster, and obviously the most talented roster he had during his Red Sox tenure. But I think people who always say that point forget that it's not like he was handed a super bullpen by any means. He needed to get very creative with his bullpen management, even in that season. And he did it to perfection. So, yeah, I think Cora had problems with bullpen management at times. I didn't agree with every in-game decision he made, of course, but you're never going to agree with every in-game decision any manager makes. This year in particular, I found myself disagreeing with him probably more, and who knows if maybe that's not a coincidence. But
well, he's happy,
Yeah.
What he wanted.
But yes, I think what it comes down to is Cora was beloved by the players. In that room, he's very good with the players. He's a good communicator. Everything pretty much that Craig Breslow isn't, Alex Cora is. And yeah, now You're at a spot where you hand it to the guy who's not a good communicator, who is not liked by anyone in the organization, really. Andrew Bailey, that's it. And yeah, so that's where you're at.
Yeah, no, and it's kind of just it's a waste of people's time, because I'm sure there are some players who probably, I mean, Alex Cora was he was a presence at the top of that organization.
Yeah,
I'm sure there are people who probably have signed with the Red Sox because of his presence.
I think about Story. Story probably opted in because he was told that Cora would be there, and of course, I'm sure Trevor Story's happy he's making $20 million now with the way he's playing, but
Yeah.
but still, like, the Story, I'm sure opted in with, he probably didn't even need the assurance because he kind of assumed it was a given, but still, like, with the assurance that, okay, Cora is going to be here for the rest of my contract.
Yep.
And I'm sure he's not very happy. Or we know he's not very happy right now, but
yeah. Yeah. I think, yeah, it's just, sorry. Yeah, they have their faith in the wrong people. I don't know.
I don't understand how they expect teams or players to want to negotiate with how they're operating right now. And I don't think they will, really. I already know teams don't like, there's already been reports that teams don't like dealing with Breslow. And now I don't think players. And the discussion about Chad Tracy is one for another day. I think Chad Tracy, he seems well liked there. Like, and I've only heard good things about Chad Tracy. But again, you put the team in the hands of Craig Breslow with this move, and it's baffling to me how you can do that with what
he's giving you no reason to trust him. He's giving you no reason to believe. You brought in Theo Epstein to babysit him his first 2 years, whatever the fuck it was. And now he's built this team that started 9-19 or whatever, or not. That's the Mets, 12-17.
Yes, not good. Yeah,
right. And you're just giving him you're
now you're giving him full control. Like, there was the power struggle before, and but now you are putting it all, like, everything in the hands of Craig Breslow.
Well, and it's just like, if you were going to make this decision too, why are you making it after 3 weeks?
Well, that's I think that's my larger point, is I cannot understand, 6 months after Cora brought them to the postseason last year, which, again, you traded his best player halfway through the year, and I know Cora didn't handle that situation perfectly either. I'm not going to say that he did, but you traded his best player halfway through the season, and he got that team to the postseason. They played at a probably, I don't know the exact numbers, but like probably a 95 win pace or so, maybe even more, from the end of June till the end of the year. And they were right in the division race. They talk about wanting to be division contenders. They were right there before Roman Anthony got hurt in September. But and then, now 3 weeks into the year, 6 months after that, you fire him. It's like, there was very clearly, already heading into this year, in your brain, there was a thought like, okay, I don't know if this coaching staff works. So, like, then bring that to ownership before the year if you're really that confident in that. And, like, or you're unsure about something, whether it's the roster you built, whether it's the coaching staff, you're unsure about something, and that was the case before the year also, if it's the case 3 weeks into the season.
And you're making a panic decision.
Exactly. To try to save your ass. 3 weeks into the year, in my opinion, is, and I know the Phillies just did it again today, but, like, I think
like they said, they did it because they basically, Dombrowski basically said that he had no confidence in his manager, more or less, by going and pursuing Alex Cora.
Yeah.
So,
I think it's too early to really do anything, just because I think it shows that, again, that you don't have trust in what you started the year with if you're doing this on April 25th. But even more so with a guy like Alex Cora and what the Red Sox did last year, it's a baffling decision. And it does make me wonder, and they alluded on Section 10, Carabas alluded toward this being a possibility of how things went down. He didn't say it was, but he said there was a positive where they brought it to Cora that they were going to gut the coaching staff and kind of.
Cora went down with the ship, kind of.
Exactly. Yeah.
No,
Which I wouldn't be shocked if that's how it went down. Because it does feel a little, and again, then maybe he knew something a little earlier. Yeah, I don't know. But
the only counterpoint to that would be I don't think it'd be difficult to convince John Henry to spend $15 million on paying someone to not work for him, considering how difficult it is to get him to pay for someone to work for him. So,
yeah, that's true. That's fair.
That would be the only counter argument.
Yeah,
but
I do think it feels like something Cora would do. If they went up to him and told him, okay, we're going to fire Pete Fatsi and Dylan Lawson and even Tech, where he would be like, okay, then.
Yeah, I think they blatantly don't know what they're doing. I think it's a poorly run organization at this point.
Yes, it 100% is.
Yeah. I think the team they've assembled is, I think their player development and their scouting is clearly, doing, seems to be doing some good things. Certainly, Connolly early and Peyton Tolley and Roman and all those guys seem to be developmental successes. Something's working. All those guys, with the exception of Tolley and Early were both Breslow draft acquisitions.
Yes, I think so. Yeah,
obviously Roman wasn't.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I just again, it's in the case of another guy who's probably in over his head for a different reason. Where I think with Stearns, it's more about kind of taking that step and becoming a big market spender and a guy who builds championship caliber teams. I think with Breslow, he's kind of missing the fundamentals of building a major league roster. He certainly has certain development strategies, seemingly, on some kind of he has some kind of grasp over him, but certainly not with building a major league roster. He doesn't seem very skilled at that whatsoever. And yeah, so you end up. But that I mean, what's he supposed to do? Say no to the job? I mean, it's John Henry who's the one who's hiring him.
Yeah,
and John Henry are the one who
exactly. And
Sam Kennedy gets away scot free a lot of the time in this.
Oh yeah.
At the end of the day, he's Henry.
He's the one up there blatantly lying. Yeah. Yeah.
Right. And
he was the one in the press conference who blatantly lied and said that him and Henry spoke to the team.
Right. So it's a culture. Yeah.
Apparently, they were just sitting up against, according to Whitlock, they were just kind of standing up against the wall the entire time. They're both pretty wretched guys, but
it's a dark place, and we'll see.
Yeah, and again, I'm it's a weird feeling watching these past few nights where it's because. It's the same. It's weird to have a similar feeling twice within the span of 10 months. Again, it's a similar feeling to watching the first few games post Evers, where it's like there's so much anger towards. I hate the people above and that are running this team, but it's like but I also like the players. Obviously, I like all the guys on the team still. So I'm rooting for them, but it's a weird feeling where it's like.
It's similar to, I think, what's going on with the Mets in some respects, where it's sure, the culture that has been established in both situations, with both teams hadn't necessarily yielded, a championship.
Yeah.
Now, is there causation there, or are there external forces that are maybe limiting that those groups in some respect? And I think the next 12 months, well, really the next 8 months, the next 6 months for both David Stearns and Craig Breslow will be telling. And I don't know if there's enough magic left to save either of them, to be perfectly honest with you. I think there's a better chance Stearns lives beyond this year just because he's probably making more money.
Yes, exactly. We talked about it last week, but it's even more so the case where we said if the percentage that Craig Breslow is still employed by the Red Sox by the end of the season was pretty much just their percentage of making the playoffs. It feels like that has to be the case now.
Yeah, and I didn't consider the fact that he would get to decide over whether or not Alex Cora stayed.
Exactly. Yes. Yeah.
Thought did not cross my mind, because if he's going to be fired at the end of the year, why would he get to decide whether or not a manager under contract for multiple seasons?
Again,
beyond the season, Breslow?
Huh?
Is Breslow under contract beyond the season?
I think so, but yeah.
I'm curious.
But yeah, no, I agreed. Where it never even crossed my mind that Cora being gone was a possibility until I saw Jared Carabas's original tweet where he talked about whatever, the Red Wedding just happened. And then my first thought still was, okay, it's probably the front office, where okay, it's probably Breslow. Like, I was like, they didn't fire Alex Cora. And then, but then I saw, like, in their Discord or whatever, he posted that potentially bad news incoming. And I was like, okay, well, he wouldn't say bad news if it was Breslow. And that is literally the first time where I was like, oh wow, they might have just fired Alex Cora. Like, because it was never a possibility in my head, like, until Saturday. I never thought that they would do it.
Wait, David, do you have Discord?
No, I just saw a screenshot of it on Twitter. Yeah. But yes, Section 10 started like a Discord this year.
I thought you were based. Anyway. Dean, sorry. I'm retarded. I can't say retarded.
Going off the rails at the end here.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't really know. Yeah, David, you said you're writing something right about Alex Cora. I don't. It makes me sick to my stomach, to be perfectly honest with you.
Yeah. No, agreed. It's been a weird few days where, like, it's still
wrong.
Yeah.
It's just not at all the right decision.
No. Again, no two ways about it. Like, whether they start winning or not, like, it's still not the right decision. Like,
and for all of his faults, yes, I hope the Mets hire him the instant he makes it clear that he's willing to manage again.
And that might be never again, but like
maybe not. Maybe not.
He was never in this for the long haul, but
I hope and pray, because I think yeah, if you're looking for someone who can handle the firestorm that you get here, I think he's the guy. I think certainly being battle tested up there, I think he is the guy. I think he's probably like the only guy that I would say, the only manager I'd be like, yeah, just like give him a lifetime contract. Like, yeah. And people think that's crazy, but I think he's I think if you work with him,
he can make it work. If you give him the pieces, he can make it work.
That's what it is. You need to work with him. You need to. He needs to be able to work with you. Obviously, if you're running a team, you're his superior, and I think it's clear that he's had a little bit of trouble with that.
Yeah.
But I think the way you establish that respect and that trust is, you listen to him and you give him pieces and
you give him some established pieces, because again, he's not in this, like, he doesn't want to be in this to just have to manage. Again, the Red Sox have a talented roster. I'm not disputing that, and I love all the young guys that they have. But like, I don't know if he signed up to be a guy where he's going to be managing a team where he has to develop everyone on the roster. Where it's like
take the Rob Refsnyder's for $3 million or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Like they don't have the Refsnyders, the Bregmans this year. Like So yeah, I don't know. But if you ever give him established veteran pieces, look at what he's done with like them, like 21.
And people, by the way, and people talking about inheriting a 108 win team in 2018 didn't watch the 2017 Red Sox.
Yes, yeah.
let's be perfectly honest. And I saw some people talking about how he inherited playoff team.
His obviously 18 was incredible. His arguably his most impressive managerial job was 21, but because the
21.
But it was the same thing where they stalled out, like where they didn't, similar again to what the Mets did in 24, where you had an opportunity to put your pedal to the metal and go and set up a little run for yourself, multiple year run, and they didn't. They kind of just ran it back, just like they did in 2019. And
their only big move was Trevor Story. But yeah,
that was into 22.
That was into 22. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess then they probably should have done better.
But they also lost Schwarber.
That's right. Yes. Yeah, they replaced Schwarber with
Schwarber. And I think that's pretty much it. But
I'm trying to remember they could have gone out. They probably
Sale
coming off injury, and who else would have been there? I mean, Pivetta.
Sale was hurt most of 22 again, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think he got hurt in the spring.
Yes, it was in the spring, yes. That one was the rib one, I think.
That would have been Evaldi's last year, right?
Yeah. Yeah, because that was the year Sale had the pinky.
Yeah. So Sale, Evaldi.
So Sale made like 2 starts.
Yeah. So they could have used more pitching. And they weren't developing. That was the other thing, is they weren't really developing pitching. No. Which was, this is where you were talking about Heim.
Yeah. Until Tolley and early, they didn't really develop.
Which is crazy, which is just insane that it took that. Just absolute lunacy. But yeah, no, the Red Sox will try it again with Chad Tracy. Now that'll be fun. It'll be great to watch.
Yep.
Dean, any parting blows?
Once I was driving late at night and I hit someone with my car, and I never told anyone about it, and I never checked on the person, so I don't know what happened to them.
One time, I don't know if I should. One time I was driving my car and I was turning and I stopped short as a person was crossing the crosswalk, and they ran up on the hood of my car and then ran to the other side, and I kind of just stopped and we kind of stared at each other for a second, and then he walked away, so I drove away. So, all right.
This actually happened?
Yep. Oh yeah, that happened. Yep. This was in Queens. This has been Queening Out.
With your David Dean and Sean.
Yeah, whatever.
Slay.
I'm trying to